Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new week of Pokemon A to Z. As we are counting down the death knell, the last throes of Regulation D, I figured I would ask some of the absolute cream of the crop, best co-hosts I've ever had on my channel. Unfortunately they said no, so here was our alternative. Please say hello.
Hey everybody, it's Steve, and I am not the cream of the crop.
No, the cream rises to the top. I totally have not been attempting to schedule with you for, how many holidays does it feel like you've been on at this point? Yeah. As we go through the end of Regulation D, we'll switch over to Regulation E as the new format starts. So hopefully not too many people click away from this. I still think it is interesting to look through Regulation D. I think relatively little changes, but what changes I'd like to see adapt before I really commit to trying to make informative content in that format. So, Blissey, and the Steve special.
I'm a big fan.
A big fan and a bit of a banana yourself. Tropius. So, you are probably like the world's foremost expert on Tropius in competitive VGC. Outside of, I think, someone did like top 6, or was it like top cut?
Yeah, somebody brought it to a tournament.
Yeah. And top cut, which is the reason it's impressive, because I'm sure more than one person has brought it to a tournament.
Yeah, probably.
It's like juniors divisions exist.
I know it was on a Cybertron video at some point.
I was thinking back in Gen 7, so I guess there's quite a bit of the banana Pokemon. So, what would you like to illustrate to us and the fans at home about this incredible Pokemon?
Yeah, I had it last season, and I think I used all 3 of those abilities. They're all very good in Sun. Solar Power, it doesn't really do enough damage to use realistically in a ladder situation. But Chlorophyll, you can.
You're telling me Solar Power Hurricane isn't the tech?
No, definitely not.
Okay.
Chlorophyll, even with its low speed, you can outspeed everything that doesn't have a booster energy if you want to go fast enough. But realistically, it's Harvest Citrus Berry in the Sun with a combination of Leech Seed, Protect, Wide Guard, or Roost. And then you just are really annoying to get rid of.
Presumably, an attack to deal with cross types?
Yeah. An attack for sure, yeah. But you want some of those. You could probably skip a recovery move. Oh, he doesn't even have Roost, so ignore that. Yeah, you just throw on like an air slide.
You must be too focused on the upcoming DLC with the Roost TM. Or no, the Roost TM's already in the game, isn't it? Because Gyapdos gets it now.
Yeah, maybe I'm just remembering a different format. But
the other
you throw like
option, I think the Wide Guard is probably the one I would look at, is Tailwind.
Yes, Tailwind. You could also throw in a Whirlwind if you're particularly susceptible to Trick Room.
And their Trick Rooms are not supported by Indeedee, or are not a Hatterene, or...
Yes, Whirlwind yourself out of there.
Yeah. It's the real
then you'd
Perish Trap counter.
You'd want some sort of defensive Terra to go with that. I think typically Poison or Water come to mind.
I think Water comes to mind more directly to me than Poison. Or are you of the view that it's, pretty reasonable bulk is enough that switching to a neutrality to fire in Sun is okay?
You don't even really need the Sun with Harvest, right? It's still a 50% chance?
That is true. And then you just kind of... I think obviously if you're going Chlorophyll, you'd probably want to look for an actual speed stat that you're going for. But in this situation, where we are not really planning on going for a Chlorophyll, I imagine you just run a decent bit of bulk. And in the current format, there is a particularly strong physical attacker that this Pokemon does resist the dual stab of. So I think I would head towards a physically defensive variant over a specially defensive variant, especially considering we have a Blissey.
Yes.
Are there any other interesting techs? So obviously there's the Dragon Dance set that I'm sure everyone, and the Curse set that I'm sure everyone is familiar with. Get Swords Dance as well. I didn't even realize that.
I tried Body Press the one time and it didn't work out.
Yeah, the 83 defense without stab isn't amazing, and it's only got Curse to scale it, right? Does it have...
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the last game of the season where I was trying to not use any useful moves. So there was also that.
Definitely worth taking a look through Steve's last season, or through Steve's current season, because I've noticed Steve has made a few cheeky references on occasion. Oh yeah, there was that other question I wanted to put forward to you as well. But yes, so the other Pokemon in this situation is Blissey. Blissey looks like the sort of Pokemon that will learn Trick Room. Blissey is not the sort of Pokemon that learns Trick Room. Instead, it learns a million attacking moves that it can use off of its incredible 10 attack and 135, sorry, 135, that'd be quite good, 75 special attack. It has the highest physical, health in the game, and the, I think, third lowest physical defense stat in the game? Or is it the second lowest? No, third lowest, that's the baby one, Happiny. I actually thought it tied Igglybuff, but no, it is slower than Igglybuff.
That's pretty sad.
Yeah.
It does have interesting niche, though. I think it might be good against Chi-Yu Fluttermane.
Okay.
But, sorry, not good.
I'm like,
usable.
I'm interested to hear your perspective there, because it also lost Ally Switch. I think if you know what it does besides Thunder Wave. Is there something
I was
going to
say that.
Okay.
Pair it with something that can outspeed both of those, and Thunder
Does it
Wave
actually not
both
get
of them.
Helping
Yes.
Hand? It does get Helping Hand. I don't know why. Sometimes it shows as a useful move. I've got Regulation T on. Sometimes it shows as a useful move, and sometimes it does not, and I do not know why. So, Thunder Wave, and then it's still Seismic Toss, I guess. Like, do you even have a better damaging move?
Probably not.
Certainly Hyper Voice isn't a better move unless you really, like, want to get offense out of it. Like, if you were very, very confident against Flutter, you could maybe do something like this. Not Beam.
Hyper Voice and Hyper Beam.
And, like, you know, it'd be like, okay, this is how I'm scaling up, and then I think you're always running Terra Ghost. But, like, I still don't think this is good, or maybe it'd be something like this. But
yeah, even with like a Terra Ghost +1 Shadow Ball, that's probably not even a 2-hit KO on Flutter.
Yeah, no, like I said, something else has to deal with Flutter. That's not something Blissey will ever be able to do.
Okay.
Sure. So, like, if you're very confident against Fluttermane, then this. Because I can kind of... Like, the Hyper Voice becomes relevant in that situation where you have got it throw it straight up, and we can't run Citrus Berry on it because Tropius has it, so I guess it'd be like this. But you probably would not run Seismic Toss on the Hyper Voice version of the set. I don't know what you would run. Probably Shadowfall. You're probably right.
Yeah.
You could run Stealth Rock. That's the real thing you need in this format, right? To punish people switching out of Leech Seed.
Yeah, if we're gonna
Could even run Whirlwind
have both of these out at the same
right?
time. I feel like these two out at the same time does not offer any threat.
Yeah. You know what? That's a very reasonable criticism. That's why we went for the offensive version of Blissey.
Oh, we're actually gonna run that, eh?
I don't know. It depends on what we want to do with the rest of the team. I don't know what else we... Just like... I don't know what else we would do to make Blissey have an impact on the game.
Thunderwave Life do for sure. I think you would need to bring...
I think it's probably Seismic Toss and Helping Hand, right?
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
So between the two of them, we've just made Knuckle Stack into two separate Pokemon. Not Knuckle Stack, well, also Knuckle Stack, but Garganacl into two separate Pokemon.
Yeah.
I am concerned that Garganacl is already not a very good Pokemon. Do we? Is this team improved by adding Garganacl?
How so?
Like to try and get that sort of like we win by getting damage over time, and then have like Garg. So we have like two main sources of damage over time. We have this main sustain, and then we want to have somewhat tanky offensive Pokemon as the last three.
Like Iron Hands.
Yeah, Iron Hands is definitely a great example. And it has very great defensive synergy with Tropius, if you ignore that Fairy is a type. And it's great defensive synergy with Blissey, because Blissey resists all special moves.
And then something to beat the fairies then. Steel or fire.
What like recovery options? Sizzle doesn't have Roost in the current format, right? No, it
I
doesn't.
don't think so.
Is it Moltres? Moltres is fun.
Moltres is fun. I'm a big bird fan.
So something like this, and then probably something else that's quite good in the last slot. Just for context, both Blissey and Tropius are in 3 points. I think Tropius is probably better than Blissey because it has Tailwind.
Oh, definitely. I brought Tropius quite a bit. I found it pretty useful.
Wasn't that just because you didn't want to use good Pokemon's moves?
Maybe. It was good against the Dundozo team though.
Yeah, it was definitely genuinely good. That's right. It does have Worry Seed, right? No, it does not have Worry Seed.
It does. I think it's in the useless moves.
It's in the useful. I'm in the useless moves.
Oh, I guess it doesn't have Worry Seed.
What did we use? I know you used Leech Seed, and that was quite effective. I think you did some other stuff as well, but I don't know. But yeah, something like Garg with Soul Cure. Like obviously Garg does benefit from that Blissey Life Dew as well. I'd probably like slap an Iron Defense on it.
Body Press Protect.
I wasn't thinking
Or Recover.
Body Press.
You're just gonna go leftovers, Recover, and Protect then?
We could do Recover and Helping Hand, and then just go for like a fast offensive Pokemon in the last slot, so that we've got like the ability to transition from a very damage-oriented game plan to a very defensive-oriented game plan if need be. That said, yeah, I feel like this is okay. We want a type that isn't weak to ice but resists ground, but I don't want it to be bug. This is the concern of Thundurus being one of the best Pokemon in the format, and Genpal being one of the other best Pokemon in the format.
Resist. Isn't that only bug?
Yes, that is the problem.
Yeah.
So look, we've got 2 ground immunities. We probably are not as concerned as I'm feeling about ground. Bug does also resist fighting, which is one of Garganacl's other weaknesses. Could just run Terra Water though.
Yeah. And then we have Terra Water on Tropius and Garg.
Yes, but only one of them will be clicking it anyways.
That's true. And it really probably shouldn't be Tropius most of the time.
Probably. I mean, look, if Tropius wins off of clicking it, or we immediately lose if Tropius doesn't click it, then those are the circumstances in which you probably want to invest your Terra into Tropius. Garg probably also should not be clicking it unless it wins. But wants a little bit of special defense, but it still wants to be quite physically defensive, right? I think it's probably reasonable to still be quite scared of Urshifu with this team.
Yeah. Definitely.
For several reasons. We could definitely consider running Body Press as well. It's certainly not bad, it's just that Helping Hand and Recover and Iron Defense rule very good, and Soul Cure is the reason we're running this Pokemon.
I think if we're doing Helping Hand, we need a better fast attacker than Moltres.
Yes, that is why we said the last Pokemon needs to be a good Pokemon.
Yeah. Or even
So,
like, no, never mind.
what are we thinking?
Okay, what do we need to cover? Offensively.
What do we not kill, besides most Pokemon? What are the main Covert Cloak users in the format?
The genies, I guess. Does anything really run a Covert Cloak anymore?
Yeah, Torn, Thund, Grim, Zapdos, Regieleki, Mousehold. Mousehold definitely does. Gudra H.
Is there a way to search that on Ecolitids?
Yes, you type in Covert and then it comes up. Make sure you're looking at Reg D and not the previous format. Volcarona runs it a lot. Volcarona is really good. Not for this specific shape. Armarouge is not fast.
No,
it runs
just
Covert
confused
Cloak,
that it's running Covert Cloak.
Rock Slide flinches, my friend.
I guess.
Hatterene, I believe, also runs it. Hatterene does run it. Armarouge doesn't run it like a crazy amount of the time, but it is a consistency-based item, so people will run it to hedge. Yeah, it and Hatterene both run it as like a backup decent item if their like main item is contested or if there are other concerns. Cloak is definitely not a bad item, but what is like What is our like spicy, strong, fast attacker? Is it just Jianpao because it's good, or is it not Jianpao?
Chien-Pao would pair well with the Iron Hands as well.
Yes. We don't currently have a
So-
set on Iron Hands as well, which is convenient. Always helpful. Jianpao's
I
probably
imagine
quite
just
good, right?
like the Salt Vest for attacks. Yeah, I'm down with
I don't
Chien-Pao.
know if I've actually used Jianpao yet in this series. I probably have, but I cannot think of one. I kind of want to trend towards one of the more tanky versions of Jianpao.
I've been playing with Boyd's Terra Electric. That's Assault Vest, so then we
Yeah.
wouldn't be doing Assault Vest hands.
That's fine. We don't need to run Assault Vest on hands.
True.
Probably
So it's
not
hands,
as
yeah.
inclined towards Terra Electric in the situation
'Cause
where
we
we
have-
are running hands already. But it's what is it? Ice Spinner, Sucker, Sacred with Terra Blast.
Terra Blast, yeah.
And then I probably go Fairy on this team because we don't have a Fairy type.
And
I
the
guess it
spread
keeps us weak to
was
Steel, which isn't amazing.
Here, I'll send a snap of the spread.
Okay. I could
It's always easy to just steal other people's spreads.
look. Sometimes I make my own spreads, but generally not for like very good Pokemon because they will already be pretty well explored in terms of what sets work for them.
Yeah.
Wow, that is definitely not as bulky as I expected it to be.
I think the point of it is to live two Dazzling Gleam, or like a Dazzling Gleam and then you Terra and then live another Dazzling Gleam or something like that.
Makes sense. Yeah, the speed obviously is not particularly fast, but I don't think I've ever run a fast Slaughter Mail on this channel, so... Flame Body, definitely. So let's see what people have traditionally run on Moltres. I know
The
that I
Helmet,
have run
maybe?
Heatwave, and that's the only thing that I remember running. I think it was Helmet?
Yeah, Helmet makes sense. Helmet Terra Grass for Urshifu, probably.
Yeah, I feel like we're quite committed to Urshifu at this point, but Helmet still makes some sense. The other one that makes sense is Safety Goggles. How do we feel about a matchup into Mungus? Probably pretty well, right? We have a Tropius.
Yeah, and we have a Natural Cure. Doesn't that heal?
I should probably run
ability?
Natural Cure, right? I do, okay. Yes, it does. I wanted to make sure we had Natural Cure and not a Serene Grace with our 0 secondary
Serene
effects.
Grace, Rock Slide.
I was playing someone
I had Dunsparce.
in a format where they were Serene Grace Blizzarding me.
I've often considered drafting that just for.
So,
Just to
should
piss
you know
people
why
off.
Serene Grace Blizzard is bad this gen?
Why is that?
Covert Clone.
Ah, yes.
It's like, you're rolling the die, but only against one of their Pokemon.
If you Terra Ice in the snow, you get the defense boost.
Yes. I was targeting their partner Pokemon anyways, because the other Pokemon was a Blissey. And I had a Covert
Yeah.
Cloak. I think it like was a 4 KO into my Spectria. I actually think I may have run a physical one of these Moltres at some point. My soul always burns to run physical on Moltres, but I do not think it makes sense. So I feel like
It
if
might with the Chien-Pao though.
we're already like we have 2 good physical attackers and then 0 good
Yeah.
special attackers. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it makes sense. It's fun.
Probably not.
I think I would probably enjoy doing it more, but I don't think it makes sense. Probably running Hurricane, right?
Oh yeah.
And you know what the most common partner with Moltres is?
Iron Hands.
Iron Hands.
And then Chien-Pao
No.
at 4th.
At 4th, yeah. 50% of teams, but you know, it's fine. I don't know what to run on Iron Hands. All of the sets are fun and good. I know what I want to run, but I know that's not correct. So what would you like to run? And let me find the last Moltres I built. I'm just going to hide this because I keep accidentally leaking upcoming draft game teams, and I would prefer not to. It was episode 7, 20 episodes ago. And it was Heatwave, Helping Hand, Hurricane, and Roost. But I'm still happy to copy the stat spread.
Now, what if we did like a fast Iron Hands to go with the Thunderwave Blissey, and then potentially also run Tailwind on Moltres over one of the fire moves.
Run Tailwind on Moltres over one of the fire moves. Heat Wave. But I also hate Hurricane. But you kind of need Overheat if we're trying to use this sort of set.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an option. There's another Pokemon we could run Tailwind on.
True. Instead of Wide Guard, Tailwind Tropius probably gets more...
Probably gets higher value. I don't really know what we care about Wide Guarding against.
Yeah.
Like Ursaluna, but it'll just click Headlong Rush, and then we will cry.
Yeah, it's like Gleam, I guess.
So yeah, I do like faster versions of Iron Hands. So thinking like the 148 speed set, or is this all the way up to the 188 speed? We could be SD, right? We've got a really solid amount of support.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well.
The reason that the
to
numbers are bad. Yeah. Could be Ice Punch.
Instead of Detect?
I was thinking Drain Punch, Ice Punch.
And no electric move.
I hate all of the electric moves, but it probably does make sense to run Thunder Punch or Wild Charge, right?
Yeah, I would. If we don't have because the Citrus and leftovers are both taken, so yeah, I would say Thunder Punch over Wild Charge just for extra longevity.
Yeah. We could obviously drop Detect, but that makes the Leech Seed and Life Dew less good synergy.
Yeah.
Also, the Thunder Wave technically less good synergy. Yeah, I feel like Blissey is our main specially defensive poke. Guard's fine.
We need to change the item on Blissey. You still got Throat Spray.
So I do. Is there a good item for Blissey? Mental Pad? Cover Cloak?
Mental Herb makes sense, because
yeah,
it's definitely going to get taunted. What else are you doing into a Blissey?
Oh, go it. So should Garg be faster then? Or at least like this? No, I wanted it for Trick Room though. We don't have Body Press, which makes it less good into Trick Room. It doesn't have to be Helping Hand.
Yeah.
I feel like running Body Press just makes it an issue for Trick Room to deal with. Also, running Heavy Slam instead of Iron Defense does, so that might be better. I think running Heavy Slam is probably just better. Iron Defense is really good for getting to that late game. Sorry, for being in that late game, but it's difficult to get to that late game. And I feel like having this where we can threaten a number of Trick Room sorts of mons is helpful.
Yeah. Heavy Slam probably gets up most Flutter mains, even with no attack.
I would strongly imagine that it would. If we were particularly concerned about that, we could consider Terra Steel, but I don't love that.
Yeah.
So is this our team of 6?
Let's do it.
I like how it looks like we were really trying to do something interesting. They were in Iron Hands, and then we were like, oh, we'll go into... No, not Champ Out.
Oh, what's the Terra on Iron Hands?
That's a great question. Clearly, it must be Terra Fighting. Yeah, it's flying, right? It's basically always flying. If you're running Sword Stance.
Yeah, yeah. Either that or Grass or Fire to dodge Spores and Burns, but...
Fire is okay. I just don't think it is on this team.
Yeah. We got Blissey. Natural Cure.
Exactly. That's not Healer. We could run Healer. I don't think you would. I clicked Random Battles. Sorry.
I see that.
Sorry. / forfeit. I don't know why my keyboard is not working.
Good game, sent you.
I have done that on occasion, by accident.
Now, are people still playing Reg D ladder? I guess so, because the tournaments are still...
Yeah. I think that there is definitely a less vibrant ladder. I think also a lot less vibrant than Reg C was when Reg D first released, because there was still NAIC coming up.
Yeah.
But, outside of that, it's not been too bad. Any other comments that we wanted to make?
What rank are we at right now on this account? 14 something?
14 something, yeah. 14 something, 13 something is normally where we are.
No, that's pretty good with these random ass teams.
Yeah, it probably helps that I've had other players helping me build. Okay, Unsurprisingly, Seismic Toss does a fixed amount of damage to every Pokemon on this team. It's Bruxish.
So they Terra Ghost.
This team feels like it's supposed to have an Annihilate, but it does not.
This would have been a good
Whirlwind
time for Wide Guard Tropius.
True. Also, Whirlwind.
So that's a pretty hard Trick Room with a random Urshifu.
Is this a Blissey Chien-Pao lead? I mean, Urshifu was one of the best Pokemon on Trick Room. I don't know why Bruxish is on this team. Is it a Blissey Chien-Pao lead?
I mean, yeah, makes sense.
Blissey, Chien-Pao, Tropius, Garganacl?
Yeah, definitely Garganacl. I'm not sure what Tropius actually...
It's the Pokemon that we're featuring, so it's also the slowest of the remaining Pokemon.
Yeah, because we got this fast Iron Hands, yeah.
Yeah. You see, I will often take the featured Pokemon over the good Pokemon. I mean, I think I just Thunder Wave towards the Crest slot and Sacred Sword the mouse.
I agree. Try to stop them from getting off the Trick Room.
Apparently it lives. I could double it.
Do we want... I think it might be better if it lives.
Fair enough.
Because then if Trick Room goes up, they don't get the free switch into... Okay, it died.
It did not live. The set that it lives against is Rocky Helmet. I don't know if that's just the wrong format for it. We wouldn't expect an unburnt Ursaluna to OHKO us, right?
Definitely not, unless it has a random fighting move, which I don't think I've seen.
I have not seen it either, though that means relatively little. So, are we doubling the Ursaluna or are we doubling the Cresselia? We have Sucker Punch. Not Crunch.
I don't think Ursaluna's gonna attack.
I kind of expect it to protect, right?
Yeah.
What do we expect Crest to pick? Just Luna healing? Why would it run that?
It could Moonblast into Chien-Pao.
Moonblast. Terra Blast, you mean?
Cresselia.
Oh, Cresselia could Moonblast, yeah. Well, I guess we go for Sucker then. Okay. It went for Helping Hand. Earthquake. I don't expect that to kill either of up.
That crit. That crit matters for sure.
Definitely does.
Now he's burned.
This is one of those positions where I would have liked to have the funny... Oh, we got Heavy Slam. Broken.
Are we
Helping
slower
Hand.
than Ursaluna?
It is... Oh,
Yes.
we definitely are. We definitely are. The problem is that Heavy Slam's is 40 base power.
Oh, that's not good. We could Terra, Salt Cure it, and then start protecting. We don't have Protect.
We do not have Protect. I think we Helping Hand, Terra, and Salt Cure.
We could switch in Tropius, Terra, and Salt Cure, because that'll dodge an Earthquake.
That is true. It does dodge an Earthquake. Why... Ursaluna is just an obnoxiously heavy Pokemon, which I find to be frustrating. Why did they turn off their own burn?
They forgot they were paralyzed.
That does make some sense. Do we have Helping Hand on this? No. Leech Seed and switch in Blissey?
Yeah, I guess so. We just gotta stall out the Trick Room. I don't really see a way out of this, to be honest.
Well, we need the last Pokemon to be
Earthquake.
Bruxish with no attacks. Then I think we can win.
Oh!
Bruxish with no attacks? Is it happening? Is it time? Is it the Bruxish with no attacks time? So I think I have to Tailwind here and Thunder Wave the Bruxish?
I was thinking just Leech Seed Cresselia
Okay.
and Thunder Wave.
And Thunder Wave, why not just Seismic Toss at that point, right?
Or Seismic Toss, yeah. I feel like they might just be double Trick Rooming here, expecting a Protect.
I could Life Chew.
But whatever. Yeah, Life Dew's good too.
I mean, it's not good. It's just that I don't think we do anything relevant otherwise. I guess if we could Thunder Wave and try to get an actual... Okay.
Nice!
This
That's
is
why you run
good
Thunder
moves.
Wave.
So I want to bring Garganacl into the Tropius slot. And
Yeah.
Life Chew, I guess?
Yeah, that seems good.
Oh, that's good.
Okay. And he's Trick Rooming. Probably. Nice.
So Soul Cure the Bruxish? Or Soul Cure the Crest, probably.
I think Salt Cure the Crest, because Bruxish is probably switching out.
I feel like the Bruxish is staying in. They are going for Lunar Blessing and an attack. I want to Seismic Toss the Bruxish a lot either way, right?
Yeah. We could also just attack Blissey. Nice! Let's go! The paralysis really screwing them over.
So speaking of paralysis...
speed.
Speaking of paralysis, Soul Cure Thunderwave? No, Soul Cure Seismic Toss is probably KO, right?
Probably, yeah. Onto the Bruxish? Yeah, for sure.
Definitely with the recovery. I'm not sure 100% without the recovery. Sorry, yeah, it is a KO. Cool.
That's a kill for Blissey.
You know what? You're completely correct. If we just readjust our what we consider to be a win, then it's fine. So I want to bring Tropius in the Blissey slot.
Yes. Yeah, hopefully this isn't just a facade into Garg. We might live unless it's Helping Hand.
I wouldn't expect it, even with a Helping Hand to KO, but I might be wrong. Definitely I wish we had the other thing. Okay, with a Helping Hand it definitely KOs. Who would have thought? So, what do we do?
Definitely protect Tropius to get out of Trick Room, and I guess Thunder Wave... Cress?
I guess? Not Seismic Toss, the Ursaluna?
Yeah, you're probably right. Because it's probably just gonna...
Like, it should be attacking Blissey, but... that was the play we had to make, right?
Yeah.
And now we Leech Seed the Ursaluna, and hope this somehow wins.
Yep.
Personally, I do not have the highest of hopes.
Leech Seed plus Salt Cure, we just need enough protects. Oh, Tropius lives that.
Well,
and
it wasn't Helping Handed this time.
Yeah, I'm still pretty surprised.
We need Harvest to come off.
Yeah.
We needed it that turn, because we needed it to be able to... does Harvest activate before Leech Seed? Because if it doesn't, then we definitely lose. Also, I think we'd probably still lose. No, yeah, it doesn't, so we lost.
Double protect.
We also didn't get Harvest either of those times, but I think we needed the... Okay.
Dang.
I feel like...
You know, that was surprisingly close.
Yeah, we'll pretend that was close. Oh. I don't think our other Pokemon won. I hate not running Crunch on Gen Power, even though it's generally correct not to.
Okay, we've got fast team this time. So, Blissey, Tropius.
Not at lead, right?
No. I don't think Moltres has a use here.
I agree. It's not Spadef. I think it was Spadef it'd be more usable. But it doesn't beat any physical attackers.
Like Iron Hands, Blissey. Get some Thunder Waves off. Sword Stance. Get really greedy with it. With Tropius Chien-Pao in the back.
Not Garg?
Not Garg.
Okay.
I don't think... or we could lead Garg and Heavy Slam a Flutter Mane lead.
Garg, Iron Hands, Tropius Chien-Pao or Blissey Chien-Pao?
Yeah, Tropius Chien-Pao, I think. Yeah. Hey, I'm doing this one, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. That's a thing that it's been a week since I recorded the last one. You can definitely click the things.
I think it just Salt Cure, probably Heatran.
Yeah, just Salt Cure the Heatran and Thunder Punch, right? You could definitely Sword Stance, yeah. I'm very glad we're not Terra Gracia.
Yes. Oh, Terra Fairy. Oh, that's some big damage. Life Orb, that makes sense.
I kind of wish we just Thunder Punched.
Yeah.
So we definitely Detect and Heavy Slam, right?
Yes. Heavy Slam is 40 base power, though.
Yes, I understand
it'll
that.
add up.
I don't know what else you expect us to do.
It'll add up with the Salt Cure. Sunny Day.
Sunny Day. That's great.
Yeah, we definitely should have Even with the Thunder Punch double up turn 1 into Heatran, it would have been
He'd be
probably dead.
now. Yeah, definitely dead.
I could
so we
Terra
sack Tropius.
Water.
Why
Yeah.
would we Terra?
Switch out. I could switch out hands into Tropius.
I think we
and
just Heavy Slam the Heatran.
Heavy Slam.
And actually, does it die to Life Orb, Soul Cure? No, it just lives, right? Soul Cure to 16?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would be 25, yeah.
It's possible
Sack
that
Tropius.
it's a roll in our favor, because it's like this would be the highest amount that it would be showing. But I think we have to switch in Tropius and Heavy Slam. I'd love to be able to recover, but I do not think we can.
Agreed.
Now we need to dodge a Heat Wave. We did not dodge a Heat Wave.
Okay, Heatran is dead. One turn of Tailwind. How fast do you think this Ursaluna is?
Not
'Cause I could
faster than
Ice Spin
Qianpao.
her. Yeah. Oh, there's a Flutter.
That Pokemon is faster than Qianpao. So I want to recover with Garg regardless, right? If we're clicking a move with... Oh, we could Helping Hand Ice Spinner as well. That's the other thing. Yeah, that's true. Do you think we need Helping Hand Ice Spinner? Do we think Helping Hand Ice Spinner picks up? It looks like it does.
Yeah, Helping Hand Ice. Do I want a Terra to get around the Dazzling Gleam or Moonblast?
Probably.
Qianpao.
Probably do.
Yeah. Helping Hand, Terra, Ice Spinner. Also covers for the switch. Oh, let's go. Let's go.
I have no idea what they were protecting for.
And now I can probably just Heavy Slam the Flutter Mane for the kill.
Do we ever recover?
Could recover Sucker.
I like recover and switch, kind of. No, why not recover and just Ice Spinner?
Yeah, good. Torn or Flutter? Probably
Flutter,
Torn, right?
Flutter. I don't care about Torn. Oh, Torn's the last mod. Oh, definitely recover and Ice Spinner Torn. You're right.
Yeah, because then we can just Heavy Slam Flutter. We live that.
I don't
Look at the
actually know
bulk.
why they went for Tailwind. I get that
Me
Torn
either.
was slower, but like... Okay.
That's a dub.
So guys, that's how you use Tropius.
Yeah, sack it.
Look, I wanted to dodge.
That guy's high rated too. He's 1600. That's crazy.
I mean, look at his team. It's a little bit better than ours. So this is definitely not a Blissey matchup, right? They have 3 really good physical attackers,
Yeah.
and it doesn't do anything. It's hard-walled by Goldengo.
Yep.
So...
Unless we want to bring... Actually, Moltres is pretty good here.
Yeah, I think Moltres is coming. What are we putting it leading it next to? Is it Tropius, Moltres, Qianpao, Iron Hands?
Tropius Moltres. Yeah, that does seem pretty good.
Alright.
White Guard would have popped off here too. Make it rain, Dazzling Gleam, Bleakwind Storm.
But I want to click Tailwind, which is why I'm leading it to click Tailwind.
Yeah.
The difference for base speed, mates. So yes, cool. This is the thing we wanted to see, is Lando. Now, we click Tailwind, and we overheat the Lando, or do we switch? No, sorry, or do we Heat Wave? Sorry. Could also switch.
I imagine they're just going to Tailwind Rock Slide, so
Yeah.
we either have to Terra Moltres or get out of there.
Yeah, so go Iron Hands.
Yeah,
This is why I wanted Ice Punch.
that's fair.
Not that I generally just kind of prefer Ice Punch, no flinch, no fly.
Never lucky.
It's also just dead, right? To Bleakwind Rock Slide.
Maybe not. I believe.
So, I think that we click Tailwind and we Terra Flying Sword Chance.
Yeah, Terra Flying in front of the Rock Slide
Yes.
and Bleakwind.
I don't know. It's not like Bleakwind we're neutral to anyways, right? We can Swords Dance.
Yeah, but it just adds the weakness to Rock Slide.
I can't expect them to not click Rock Slide.
Okay, yeah.
So I want to Terra Flying and Swords Dance because I expect them to go for a ground move into
Earthquake.
the Iron Hand slot. And in fact, they went for a ground move into both of them. Okay, we've got Tailwind. Now, the problem is, Tailwind didn't actually help. I don't know why I was going for Tailwind there, actually, now I think about it. So, Protect and Drain Punch Lando?
I think Protect and kill Torn so that we have Tailwind on our side. And the Torn's dead.
Okay. And then we're detecting with Iron Hands next turn?
Yeah.
Why did they just
Oh,
go for
double
rain dance?
miss.
I guess we do have Ice move guy, right?
Yeah.
Is there a way we can make Tropius die this turn?
Yeah, detect. And then, I guess... Leech
Well,
Seed.
they're not Sash. So, yeah, Leech Seed the Lando.
Yeah.
I kind of expect it to live this turn. Which is not good. Oh, that's a good start.
That'll do it.
Not one.
Oh, don't miss. Oh, come on.
Oh my god. The first time that we wanted it to miss. We also got the Harvest that turn, which is funny. On the plus side, we're still slower because we have been Icy Winded.
Oh, yeah, beautiful.
Probably not that impactful though, right? So, I want to definitely Thunder Punch the Flutter Mane and then what, just Air Slash the Lando, or do we switch? I don't want to switch.
Yeah, agreed.
And don't
That's
want to
not
protect
worse.
either.
No, everything we have is weak to rock.
Okay, dodge the Rock Slide. Or just don't die. I think we might die with a single target. It is a single target.
Yeah.
Okay,
That-
and we don't have Terra, so we Ice Spinner the Lando and Hurricane. It's 100% accurate.
Yep. Because we should live
A Moonblast,
a
yeah.
Moonblast if Jamie Boyd is to be trusted.
And you know, I have no commentary.
I trust him.
That's bad.
We did live. But he's here.
Both of our Pokemon died to Rock Slide.
Yeah. Turns out our whole team is weak to rock. When we Terra flying Iron Hands.
It didn't help. Though I do, it was correct, right? Because they clicked Earthquake.
Yes.
Yeah, that was annoying. So,
I think we win if the... Or at least it's a lot closer if that Rock Slide didn't miss Tropius and it actually went down.
I don't
we
know,
still
didn't
have
they
one
not just do the
turn to
same
go.
thing they did of clicking Terra Water on Lando and then us losing?
Good point.
And they
But
still
we
have
would
a
still
fourth
have...
Pokemon, right?
We would have Iron Hands out at that point, so we could... No, we were not going to predict a Terra Water.
I wanted to Drain Punch Lando earlier. Wouldn't have
That's true.
like ended the game, but you know. I always like Drain Punching Landos. Mostly because I wasn't that scared of Torn. But I probably should still have been pretty scared of Torn. I just was very scared of Lando. And I think I was rightfully scared of Lando.
Do you think that's a Terra Water Terra Blast Lando there in the rain?
It might be. That's quite spicy if it is, from our 1500s opponent.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blissey is not very good. Don't draft it. Tropius is pretty reasonable. It's worth considering drafting.
Yeah. Anything with Harvest, I would say, is worth considering drafting. That
Really,
ability
Execute.
is ridiculous.
I don't...
Well, no, because you're eviolating it. Any fully evolved mon with Harvest.
I think Execute is good. I just don't think Harvest has anything to do with it. In fact, I don't think Harvest is the best ability on most of these Pokemon, with the exception of Tropius. Actually, no, I think Dolliv and Smoliv both have just terrible other ability, right? Yeah, Early Bird. So Harvest is Dolliv and Smoliv's best ability, assuming that you're not Eviolite. But if you are Eviolite, you're running Early Bird. I think that Chlorophyll is Execute and Executor's best ability, and then Executor or Lola's best ability is Frisk, and Trevenant Funtamp's best ability is also Frisk.
Yeah. I have got a lot of use out of Frisk Trevenant, though.
Frisk Trevenant's really... I mean, Trevenant's quite good. I'm very excited for it coming back.
I meant Harvest Trevenant.
Oh, Harvest Trevenant. Yeah, it's fine. Like, it's fine on all of these Pokemon. The problem is that they're often not Pokemon that you want to commit a Citrus Berry to, and then the other berries suck to harvest.
Yeah.
There was a classic set, which was, what was it? It was Lumberry Executor with Harvest, with Curse, Infestation, and Leech Seed, and Calm Mind. And that won a game. Got 3 kills.
Curse, Infestation, Calm Mind.
Yes.
With a Lumberry.
It did not have Cosmic
Rest?
Power. No Rest, Leech Seed.
What was
Lumberry is
the
for toxic.
Lumberry for? Ah, okay. Is it singles?
I don't. I think it was 6v6 doubles, but it might have been singles. I played a lot of weird formats back then, but it was low tier. Look, sometimes you just have to hedge for the loss condition, and I think it wasn't just. I think it wasn't just toxic. I think they also had a poison type that I was pretty scared of, like getting poison jab poisons.
Got it.
Lumberry is the funniest berry to frisk because you will often not. Like if you're trying to run one of those nonsense sort of things that requires your opponent to not pay attention to it until it wins, often their like outs to those sort of things are either critical hits or actually doing enough damage in that situation, and being able to prevent them from getting damage over time to neutralize your leech seed recovery is pretty helpful. Infestation's also a funny move. Yes. Kind of miss it a lot. Venomoth lost it, which sucks.
I think Dragapult has it.
Yeah, Dragapult does.
I've been trying to fit that on.
I'm sure you'll use that grip hook, right? Is grip hook the extra damage one?
Grip Claw, I think.
Grip Claw.
Last for 7 turns. Binding Band is the damage
Binding
one.
Band is the damage one. Do you know what Pokemon I use them both on?
Pinglu.
Senti Scorch.
That makes sense. Yeah, I had a ladder team with that.
I missed Gigantamax Senti Scorch. I also kind of missed Gigantamax Sandaconda. It just wasn't good, and Senti Scorch was, so.
Yes.
Well, I thank everyone for watching. It is always fun getting Steve on, even if this is the first A to Z episode.
Yes. I'm done vacations, I think.
Yeah, the million vacations, every single one of them. And I'm glad that we got to see Tropius do things sometimes.
It sure died mostly, that one time.
It's like, look, it was okay the other time. It almost beat that Ursaluna, I promise.
True. Not a lie.
So definitely would have. All we needed to do was get like 8 consecutive protects.
Yeah.
There's only 8 Lunar Blessing VP, right? So it's fine.
We should have made a Terra Ghost to counter Ursaluna.
Yes, conveniently, there's no other high base power move that Ursaluna could have clicked.
Oh, it had Earthquake.
It had Headlong Rush. We got Headlong Rushed. Or was that one of the other Ursalunas we played?
I think that was... I don't remember.
Well, thank you everyone for watching. Please leave a comment down below, and be hyped and excited as we work our way through the remainder of Regulation D, which had a pretty reasonably fast ladder. That first game took a while, but the other 2 were pretty quick. And then eventually into Regulation E. And honestly, I'm pretty glad to have gotten Blissey out on the format that was slightly lower power. Oh, I remember seeing the Beast Coast Pokemon podcast about Regulation E came out, and they were like, I hope that we see a lower power format at some point. And I'm like, I don't know if DLC are ever going to achieve a lower power format. I think it's very difficult to lower power by adding new Pokemon in, because they tend to either be irrelevant or not make the power lower.
I don't think they officially announced Reg E yet, did they?
They've officially announced Reg E. They haven't officially announced exactly what its bans are, but they've announced that it starts on October 1st.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean, though. Look, maybe they're gonna ban all the Paradox and Legends and stuff.
I think banning all Legendaries is more likely than banning the Paradox Pokemon. I don't think either of those are all likely, because the next regulation looks to be lined up with when the next DLC releases.
Yeah.
I think if it had a shorter release window, then that would be more feasible. But at this point, it kind of looks like Regulation F, which is the second DLC one, is looking to be like the world format.
Yeah, true.
Though, theoretically, they could do 2 formats within that DLC. It just doesn't look like they could do 2 formats within this DLC.
Well, the world format is probably going to be the restricted one, no? Or is that the 3rd year?
That's normally the 3rd year.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I would expect a lot of formats to come inside that Regulation E, that like second DLC sort of thing, but I'm only expecting 1 within this DLC. I think we did see 2. Did we see? Yeah, because we saw that ban list format within this DLC, equivalent last generation.
Yeah.
But we'll see what's going on. I just expect Regulation E to be through until the next DLC.
It would be really nice if they could just ban Urshifu.
I mean, all those games we played, did Urshifu seem like a problem?
No, it also didn't come.
Yeah. So, like, if I look at any of my teams, I don't think that Urshifu is particularly limiting in terms of your ability to bring interesting Pokemon. Mostly because what it loses to is pretty straightforward, and you can find a lot of interesting Pokemon that you can make beat it. You know, obviously we see Brambleghast here, and I think we saw Brambleghast perform pretty well in at Worlds. We're using Tropius here, had a Serena doing it there, like you can really run whatever the hell you want as like a resist to, you just need a resist to water and a resist to fighting, and then you don't feel bad against Urshifu. Whereas I think that Flutter Mane is much more annoying to beat.
Interesting.
Mostly from the experience of having played a million of these. Water and fighting are both types that consistently lose to very good typings in the format more generally, and Ghost and Fairy are not generally typings that lose consistently to good Pokemon.
That is true. It's hard to cover those weaknesses.
Yeah, Ghost is particularly, but pairing Ghost with a good offensive typing is true. And we've had okay water fightings in the formats earlier, right? Like we had a Quaquaval in the Regulation A format, and then it wasn't very good.
It was not good.
So
what was the usage of Quaquaval?
It was probably like not terrible, but it wasn't good.
Reg A isn't even on.
On Pikalypus?
Series 1. There it is.
Yeah, it's called Series 1, yeah.
Quack. 0.01% usage.
Yes, Quaquaval was not good.
No.
And
Jordan was typing it up. I was like, nah.
All of the flaws of Quaquaval are the same for Urshifu Rapid. Anyway,
just
sorry, we probably shouldn't be
hits
putting
through
this towards
protect.
the end of the video, but we can discuss outside of it. Goodbye, everyone.